At a high level, attachment theory explains how you become attached to others, and it's set in the first 1 to 2 years. But it's not so set in stone, period. I get this question all the time. Can I change my attachment style? The answer is yes, with some work put in. Your attachment style is formed early, but it's reinforced as you continue to mature. In this way, it can also be heavily reinforced or positively reshaped into something better. Your attachment style is not your destiny. It's maybe probabilistic, but it's not permanent. And in your attachment database, we'll call it, you have a set of stored interpretations about what closeness means, what conflict means, what distance means, what tone of voice means. When something happens in your relationship, your nervous system doesn't just respond to that current moment. It pulls from that attachment database. And depending on what's stored there, you will react differently. So instead of attachment labels or attachment style labels, here's what the 4 types might look like in real life. Some people learned that increasing emotion keeps connection close. Some people learned that lowering emotion keeps things safe. Some people swing between wanting closeness and fearing it. And some people developed more capacity to stay engaged even when things feel uncomfortable. Those 4 patterns are what attachment theory tries to describe. I want to call it a mistake that most people make when talking about attachment, and that is lumping anyone with any avoidant traits into one category of avoidant attachment. In reality, there are 2 styles that can include avoidant traits. There's dismissive avoidant and fearful avoidant. So here's how these 2 might play out in an argument. Let's say you bring something up, such as, I feel hurt that you forgot our dinner date. A dismissive avoidant response might sound like, I don't see why this is such a big deal. You're overreacting. Don't be so dramatic. Can we not turn everything into a thing? Or they shift immediately into problem solving and logic, spreadsheet mode. Now this may come across as indifference or uncaring, cold maybe. But it's actually them, the dismissive avoidant, trying to downregulate the scenario, downregulate emotions. Emotional intensity feels very threatening, either within themselves or from another person, so they minimize, maybe make a joke of it, rationalize, or maybe come across as detached or unfeeling. Why? Because they need a little bit of distance in order to restore their internal stability. Now, let's compare that to a fearful avoidant response. Same scenario. I felt hurt that you forgot our dinner date. A fearful avoidant might say, I can't ever get it right. I'm the worst mother in the world. I'm the worst partner in the world. Or they might initially escalate and get defensive, which would be similar to anxious preoccupied attachment. So a little bit of chasing, pushing, and then withdraw later and shut down. So then you see the pulling, which looks a lot like dismissive avoidant attachment. The key difference between the 2 is volatility. Fearful avoidant patterns often swing back and forth. They want closeness, they want space. Get out of my life, come back. They fear closeness. They might come in hot, then disappear, or apologize intensely, profusely, and then shut down the next day. Dismissive avoidant patterns are more consistently distancing. Fearful avoidant patterns are more push-pull. Both can look avoidant, but one is primarily distancing and downregulating, like deactivating. The other is conflicted and oscillating between push and pull. Put another way, with dismissive patterns, your fight feels like you're just hitting a wall. With fearful patterns, the fight feels like you're on a roller coaster. And I'm calling this out because depending on which one your partner could be, or you, the repair approach is different. With dismissive avoidance, pushing harder usually increases distance. If you escalate, plead for reassurance, or pursue more intensely, they often shut down further. What helps more in the moment is lower intensity, direct, clear requests, giving them space without feeling threatened. And with a fearful avoidant pattern, pure space can feel like abandonment to them. So if you back off too cleanly or too much, they can interpret that as a rejection. What helps more with fearful is reassurance without engulfing them. What also helps is consistency, emotional steadiness. And if you misread fearful as dismissive, you may give too much distance and accidentally reinforce their fear of abandonment or rejection. If you misread dismissive as fearful, you may over-reassure or over-pursue and overwhelm them.